Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. Coming up, a food fight with 3 Canadian icons.
Also, hey Siri, stop listening to me.
All that and more on the way next. Howdy. It's another wonderful episode of the RadioU Podcast. I don't know if you've seen this, but Max is once again rebranding the streaming service, changing its name again. They're going to go back to being HBO Max, which we just got used to actually calling it Max. And now they're going back to HBO Max, which I think is a welcome change.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Why drop the HBO when HBO was what so many people loved about your dang streaming service? And they've rebranded Max, now HBO Max, once again, so many times. They've rebranded it more, like enough times for all the other streaming services combined, you know? Yeah. Most streaming services have actually like come out with an identity and stuck with it for the most part.
Yeah.
But some of them need to change. We know this.
Okay.
Allie, tell me a streaming service that should be in for a rebrand.
Rebrand. Here's the thing. I don't know if Max was kind of my main one that I thought of as like, why did it ever change? Mm-hmm. I struggled to change the way I said. You know, I was not the first person to switch over to Max.
Yeah.
I called it HBO Max for the longest time, and I finally got used to calling it Max, and now they're switching it back.
Yeah.
But I think the other one that I kind of was Peacock.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I like the idea of the name of it.
That's definitely where I was going.
Yeah.
Peacock. First of all, dumb name.
Yeah.
Second of all, so they call themselves Peacock because that's the NBC logo.
Yes, it's
which
like
is
the fan or whatever.
An iconic logo. But how old were you when you even realized that was a peacock?
I had no idea until Peacock came out that it was supposed to be a peacock.
There have to be so many people that still do not get the connection.
I had no clue.
The peacock logo is not clearly a peacock at all.
Well, all I saw was the fan colors, so I never saw like the head of the peacock, and so I never thought that it was an animal. Mm-hmm. I just thought it was like this cool little graphic
I kind of thought it was like, when I was growing up, like a flower, maybe some kind of like star or something. Like, it just never crossed my mind for the longest time that it was a peacock.
Never.
Even when I noticed the little notch in the one that's supposed to be like the peacock's beak, I never knew.
I never noticed
I never noticed that. So bad name all around. What should they call it instead? I think I have an idea.
Okay.
The Office Plus. That's all anybody cares. That's all they promote about it. I don't know what else is on there. I have it. Poker Face is on there.
Yeah. They have a lot of the dating shows, like Love Island.
Okay.
They have a lot of that. So maybe they need to they've got like Love Island, Love Hotel.
Well, I guess they own Bravo, right? So a lot of the Bravo, like the Real Housewives stuff would probably be on there.
A lot of the reality TV shows are on Peacock. So maybe they need to be Reality Plus.
Yeah. How about, what if they just call it, what's the like Bravo tagline, like Drama Lives Here or whatever?
I don't know.
Something
Is
like
it
that? I don't know. I don't actually watch it, but
sounds like it would be.
It's a good tagline, whatever it is. Because I kind of, if it's not that, it's similar.
We can't remember it.
Yeah, but I never watched Bravo. So the fact that I have any idea, any concept of an idea means that they branded it pretty well. But that's what should rebrand. Universal agreement. Apple TV Plus is kind of confusing.
Yeah, that one was another thought for me, was maybe Apple TV as like one that I just don't think of often, you know, and maybe that name needs to change to help out with that. But the Apple brand is so iconic.
You got to keep the Apple.
Yeah.
But there's like Apple TV is a device that they still sell, right? So that's also confusing to me.
Oh yeah, right.
I don't know
you can plug into your TV.
I don't know if that's really popular anymore. But like Amazon has Prime Video and they have a Fire Stick, completely different things, both made by Amazon. You both know they're Amazon. Apple TV Plus, kind of in the same world. It's always been confusing to me.
It's a little basic.
Yeah. So maybe they can work on that, but I don't have a quick fix for them.
No. Peacock is the one that needs to switch.
It's got to switch. It was bad when it started.
Yes.
It's still bad.
We were all confused when it came out.
Yep.
We were like, what?
What's a peacock?
Why?
What does that have to do with anything? So that needs to change. If you've got any good ideas for a change to a streaming service branding, let us know. 8772 Radio U. Enjoy the show. We got another new Superman movie trailer yesterday that I saw everybody talking about. If you saw it. Let us know what you think. 8772 Radio U. Unfortunately, at least for me, you're definitely not going to get any analysis because I'm not watching it. Allie, you watching it?
I watched it.
You did watch the trailer?
It was all for the show. I wasn't planning on watching it until you put it in here.
I didn't think you would watch it. I thought we would just talk about not watching it.
Well, I felt like I needed to watch it because I was like, well, I don't want to go on there and be like, yeah, it looked great. And then I don't actually know.
We already know it looks great without watching it. That's why we don't need to watch it.
Well, I did watch it. It is a very good trailer. It shows a totally different angle on the film than what we've already seen. An angle quite similar to what Zack Snyder's Superman stuff went. In a way that was like the world is against Superman. Or like at least very
divided
about him. And also like he's using powers in ways that it's like, you didn't get the president's permission or whatever. Like, did you consult the president? Like that type of stuff. And so, honestly, I'm like, okay, yeah, like that adds some conflict to a Superman story for sure. But I gotta be honest, I'm a little tired of that storyline. To me, I was kind of hoping for this Superman movie to be like the nostalgic, like almost, Christopher Reeve's Superman, where it's just like, he's just allowed to be Superman.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about red tape and the government and all of that stuff. Like, that's too real,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I was like, okay. I hadn't seen that angle yet from any of the trailers. So to get that was a little bit like, all right.
How about we have a Superman that's so good that like everybody just actually loves him?
Yes.
Why can't we have that?
And this is what the Superman looked like he was going to be.
Yeah.
He looked like he was going to be a uniting Superman.
You shouldn't have watched it. Why are they putting out trailers anymore? We all saw the first one. The first one was great. Everybody do a favor. Warner Brothers, do everybody a favor. Don't make any more.
Yeah.
Let us just be excited and not give us reasons to not be excited. And then we'll all go see Superman. And then by that point, it's too late. You've already taken our money. I don't want to watch, and I don't want to hear any more negativity from you because I just want to be happy. This is like Christmas to me. This is like you saying, yeah, but when Christmas gets here, it's going to suck. And I'm like, yeah, but I like the ride.
I'm not saying it's going to suck. I still want to watch this movie. I'm still so excited. Also, as a person from Ohio, seeing all the Cleveland sights in the shots is really cool. So I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I was just a little bit like, this is a different angle on what we've seen so far from this movie, and an angle I wasn't expecting because we just went there with Zack Snyder.
But I heard that to try to bring some more positivity, that there's more crypto.
Lots more crypto.
Yeah,
and
Crypto
lots
the
more Lex
Superdog.
Luthor. You get to see a lot of villains in this trailer.
All right. Well, I don't want anything spoiled, and I don't want any rain on this parade. I really was not, even if I didn't know you watched it, but I wasn't expecting you to be like, this isn't to have any negative thoughts about it because the first one is just so good.
The first trailer
I was like, there's no way.
So good. And that's, like you said, that's why I wish they didn't release anything else because it's like, that's all we needed. We just needed that brief little teaser.
Yep. That's all we needed. So listen, if they put out, what do we have? 2 months or something almost until this comes out?
I thought it comes out next month.
But like the end of June, right? Yeah.
Okay.
I think, I don't know. You watched the trailer. Doesn't it have the date in there?
I probably did see a date, but I don't.
July 11th.
Oh, okay.
We literally have about 2 months.
2
All
months.
right, listen. No more trailers.
No more.
We're not watching anymore.
We're not doing it.
We're just excited, and we're going to go see it.
Yeah. We are in space, and it's a dangerous place to be these days, especially if you're close to the sun. You should never be close to the sun. Always a dangerous place.
Never closer than you currently are on Earth.
Yeah, we are right at the good place where you should be, distance-wise. Although, that's starting to come into question recently.
Oh, really?
Because there's been a colossal solar storm that has been zapping us and causing some pure chaos on the daylight side of the planet right now, causing global blackouts and knocking out radio signals across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. So basically everywhere except for here.
Yay!
I really had not heard about this until I saw this article, and I was like, it's the classic thing of like, oh, if it isn't affecting America, we don't care about it.
It feels like if it was the United States, everywhere else would know.
Would be talking about it.
But if it's elsewhere, we have no idea.
Yeah, we're like, what? What's going on?
Yeah.
So it was a fiery X 2.7 class solar flare that erupted from sunspot AR 4087.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Early Tuesday. That's May 14th. Okay. I think they mean Wednesday because they say May 14th.
Okay.
And it was sending charged particles and plasma into Earth. And so this happened around 4:25 a.m. Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
And just so you know, that X class of what the solar flare label system was, that's the strongest it can get.
Oh, I didn't know that was a category.
Yeah, they rate them on a scale from A to X, which I'm like, why not A to Z?
Yeah.
If you're already going to do most of the alphabet, why not finish it?
It's like, why are the vitamins A, B, and K and C? What about all the middle?
What happened to the other one?
Yeah.
But anyways, so it was pretty strong as far as the magnitude of this flare.
Mm-hmm.
And this type of magnitude is not very frequent. According to NOAA, they say this is not something that happens normally.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly I know solar flares happened,
mm-hmm.
but I didn't know that it could cause so much damage because we're talking, like I said, blackouts, messing up high frequency radio signals.
Mm-hmm.
It could potentially, if it continues, you could see damage to satellites that are in orbit. GPS systems could go down.
Okay.
And even it can disrupt power grids. So
I don't like that.
No, we don't like that. So again, this is affecting the daylight side of the planet. So we're not currently on that side.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of other people are getting affected by this because it was first that really, really high rated solar flare, and then they had two others following that, which were M levels. So
mm-hmm.
not as strong, but still strong enough to, cause some damage.
Okay, I have questions. One, doesn't this also mean we could see the Northern Lights?
Yes.
That would be fun.
Yes.
So a positive spin on this.
Yeah, sure.
And two, especially if the power goes out, it'd be really easy to see them. It'd be that light pollution goes away.
Way to look at it with the positive mindset.
Okay, so two, let's say that it is going to affect us in the United States, or even for these other countries that are already being affected. What do we do? Like, what can we do to prepare or fight back?
Yeah, there's no way to fight back against a solar flare.
Okay, so we're doomed.
The only thing that you can do, and the reason why, power companies are getting prepared for this is they're just preparing that they may need to, do some extra maintenance,
mm-hmm.
or also preparing people for like, hey, maybe have your flashlights ready to go, or, your generators ready to go, whatever it is that you use whenever the power goes out, have that ready just in case it does end up affecting the power grid.
I got to find a generator.
I think you're safe. I think we're good.
We're good?
I think so.
The threat is past?
Well, I don't think we were ever in the threat zone.
Okay, we're good. I don't know. Death therapy says the end is a new beginning. Here's a relief, Allie. God does not need you. And when you think about that actually, think about how many relationships in your life are built off of need. Oh, I need you to come over and help me move. Oh, I need you to come in today on your day off to help out around the office. I need you to clean this. Like, so many people in your life need you.
Yeah.
And what happens? Maybe eventually you let them down.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden they don't need you anymore. In fact, they don't even want you anymore. Like, that definitely isn't that how jobs work?
I mean, yeah, I think no one likes jobs are transactional in nature,
mm-hmm.
for sure, because it's like you're getting compensated for the work that you do. But no one likes the idea of having a relationship with someone
mm-hmm.
based purely off of what that person can get out of you.
Yeah.
What you can do for them.
I mean, nobody wants a needy girlfriend or boyfriend.
Well, and also you want to be loved for just who you are
mm-hmm.
and not for what you can do for that person.
Yeah, what you can deliver to them.
Yeah.
So that's not how strong relationships are. That's not what they're built on.
Nope.
And it doesn't feel good.
No.
But the good news is God doesn't need you.
Yeah.
But he does want you.
Yes.
God wants you. And the good news is, unlike your job or unlike a relationship where somebody needs you, and the moment you let them down and don't deliver on what they think they need from you, then they're done with you. God's not, when we let God down, and we will, and that's not a judgment on you, it's a judgment on all of us. We are selfish and stupid and dumb, and so we're going to do things that probably let God down. But that's not going to stop him from wanting to be in your life. Jesus still wants to be with you and to go on the journey of life with you, to be there with you through it all. And that's not because you're giving him something that he needs from you. It's because he loves you.
Yeah, he absolutely loves you, and he wants a relationship with you. And you know, the crazy part of this whole thing is, you know, God doesn't need us, but we need him.
Yeah, we do.
We need him, but it's awesome because he wants you. And so even though we're entirely on the needy side and we really bring not much to this relationship.
We take, yeah. And don't give much back.
But the good thing about it is he indeed wants a relationship with you.
Yeah, he wants a relationship with you. And when we do, we'll take. Like once you get into a relationship with God, you'll find out we kind of take. We don't give him a whole lot back. And yet he still wants to give to us. That's how amazing God is. So find out what that is like, a relationship that isn't built on need, a relationship that's built on God's love. If you want to find out more, you can talk to God wherever you are. Say, hey, Jesus, I need you in my life. I need you, even though I know you just want me. You don't need me. You could also go to radiou.com/free gift. All right, let me start by saying I don't think the NFL is rigged, but... 8772 Radio U. I do think the NFL cooks the books a bit.
Okay.
To tip the scales in favor of ways that they want things to go, to make things more interesting, to tell stories that will draw people in. And obviously it's working. Here's an example of this. The NFL schedule announcement was yesterday, the entire season. Now we know every single game, when and where. For the most part anyways. Some are flexible. But I think the NFL is trying to do something to the Chiefs to start this season, to make the Chiefs look like, to maybe almost get them out of the spotlight and let some other teams shine.
Really?
But also to make the Chiefs look really vulnerable. Because look at this, Allie. In week 1, the Chiefs have to travel all the way to Brazil to play the Chargers. Mm-hmm. They follow that up. The very next game is against the Eagles, the Super Bowl champions that just housed them in the Super Bowl. And so what a way to start the season. The Chargers are good. You could be 0-2.
Yeah.
And they're really setting you up to lose to the Eagles because you have to come all the way from Brazil back to Kansas City to face the Eagles. Then 2 weeks later, they play the Ravens on a short week after they play on Sunday Night Football the week before. That's not ideal.
No.
Then 2 weeks later, they play the Lions on a short week right after playing on Monday Night Football. Though that's not an easy setup.
Nope.
Then 3 weeks later, they play the Bills on a short week right after playing the Commanders on Monday Night Football. That's not a great setup.
No.
And that's all before their bye. They could be like 5-5 going into their bye. Even they could still be very good and still be 5-5 just because the schedule is so daunting.
Yeah.
And set up in a way where a bunch of tough matchups come after other tough matchups are in difficult situations. So the NFL may be telling a story here.
They definitely have a tough road ahead. And I honestly, I haven't seen a lot of people mention them as the team that is in trouble. A lot of people I know are talking about the Cowboys schedule, which we do need to get our very own Nene's reaction to.
Yeah, we have to get him on here at some point because the Cowboys, I haven't even looked at the Cowboys schedule, but I do know they start the season with the Eagles, so the Cowboys are going to be the first team to not be undefeated. So that's not a great feeling.
No, but...
And then they have to play the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. The traditional Cowboys Thanksgiving game will be against the Chiefs. So they can't even get a win on Thanksgiving.
Right. Well, I think what everyone's more nervous about is what happens after their bye week. The second half of their schedule, It's looking real rough. And, they need to rest up before they get to the rest of their schedule.
They're in a tough division, the Cowboys.
Yep.
And they have a brand new head coach. and a quarterback who's had some trouble staying healthy and a lot of question marks.
Yeah.
So I feel like the Cowboys could be in for a really rough season. But maybe they'll get – maybe they just tank and get Arch Manning.
I mean, that could be the plan.
If I was Nene, I might start hoping for that right now.
Honestly, I think he's mentioned that to me before, where he's like, Arch Manning is the plan. And so either way, he'll be happy, whether it's if they overperform or they tank and they get Arch Manning.
If you start the season hoping to tank, then anything that happens is good, right? Because if you start winning, it's unexpected and you can feel good. And it's like, well, I didn't expect us to win anyways. And then if you lose, you're like, yeah, but we want Arch Manning, where this is all the plan.
Right. If the bar's on the floor, there's nowhere where it can go other than up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's where it is for Cowboys fans.
Now, for you, Allie, I don't know if you've looked at the Browns schedule. As a Browns fan, I have not looked at the Packers schedule. I don't need to. I already know they're going 16-0-1. Because they will tie the Steelers when they play with Aaron Rodgers. 50-50.
Oh, my goodness.
But the Steelers also play the Jets in week 1. You're telling me the NFL doesn't know Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing for the Steelers in that game? Come on. Just when you think you have the NBA playoffs figured out, you get a sharp left turn thrown your way. 877-2-RADIO-U. Last night, everybody was writing off the Celtics after Jason Tatum, their star player, injured his Achilles in game 4 of the series against the Knicks. They were down 3-1. It's like, all right, well, this is over. Mm-hmm. But the rest of the Celtics said not so fast last night and got a resounding victory over the Knicks to extend the series to a 6-game back in New York.
Yep.
Coming up tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow. Because tonight is Thunder and Nuggets.
Yeah. Do you think the Celtics now actually stand a chance?
I don't know if I would say they have I still think the Knicks have certainly the favorable odds to win the series. They just need to win one more game. Mm-hmm. Celtics have to win 2 more. So, what's harder to do?
And without their arguably best player.
Yeah. Last night, you said we saw a left turn. Last night, the left turn's name was Derek White, 30 points. And he's a guy that can do that for you.
Sometimes the 3-point shooters just get hot.
Yeah, but you're going to need that for 2 games in a row. And that's hard to replicate. So you're going to need Jaylen Brown and Derek White to combine for something crazy to make sure it happens. But I think I mentioned this to you when New York went up 2-0 over Boston. If there's any team that was left in the playoffs that could choke away a series lead, it's these Knicks. And they're just unpredictable. They had a very odd season, regular season, where it was a good season, but they could not beat the big teams. They couldn't beat Boston, and they couldn't beat the Cavs. And then obviously the playoffs happened, and they end up getting a lead over Boston, which was unexpected. But I'm just not sure, because I feel like a lot of these moments where they've come back in these games where the Knicks won those first 2 games, it was like a little fluky how they won it. And so I don't want to write the Celtics off, even with Jason Tatum out.
Yeah.
They scored 127 points last night. So it's not like the Knicks are shutting them down, defensively.
Yeah. I'm not I'm not going to lie and say I thought the Celtics would win last night.
I didn't think they would win.
But I thought they would come out strong, and that was actually kind of the opposite. They were losing after the first quarter and then pulled away after that. I thought they would come out strong, let's rally the troops one more time.
Like what the Cavs did against the Pacers.
And I think this happens when you do lose a star player in the playoffs, especially.
Yeah,
is everybody else? Yeah, they come together and they're like, we can do. We're more than just Jason Tatum. We're more than just for the Warriors, Steph Curry. And so you come out that first game without him, and especially at home, you're really charged
you got the crowd
up
behind you.
But as we saw with the Warriors, your star player is a star player for a reason, and you can only go without them for so long. And the longer you're without them, the more the rest of the team starts to wear down, and the flaws become more evident. I think you're right that the Knicks, if any team can blow it, it feels like them.
It feels like them.
But I think it was kind of, nobody predicted it, but it was kind of predictable.
Yeah.
But
I will say, if the Knicks want to win this series, they need to win it tomorrow night.
Yeah.
If it goes back to Boston,
Too much pressure.
I think it's over.
Yeah. I don't know if Mr. Clutch.
I don't know if he can get it done.
That would really be, he'd really be making a lot of work for himself, Jalen Brunson.
That TD Garden crowd will be nuts if they get to Game 7.
Meanwhile, the Warriors are done. The bad news is Steph Curry injured early in the series. We hardly got to see him. Good news is Draymond Green out of the playoffs. The most hateable. Do you think he's the most hateable non-criminal in sports?
I would agree that he's definitely hated, and it's because, honestly, he has done some borderline criminal things.
Yeah. Stuff that would be criminal if it wasn't on the basketball. Sparkle from Middays is here with Hudson and Allie on Radio U, 8772 Radio U. Sparkle, you've mentioned something recently that has really caught my attention that I've really been thinking about. And that is things that you are no longer going to pretend to like. You pretend to like in the past, not doing it anymore.
I put this on my TikTok and I got some really interesting hits on it. But I just there's some things where I'm like, I'm just going to be true to myself. I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay. So people can send theirs in at 8772 Radio U. Things you are done pretending to like. Allie, give us one of yours.
For me, it was actually Marvel. And I never got into the thing where I don't hate Marvel, so don't make it seem as if like I'm some person against Marvel. Mm-hmm. But I remember growing up, Marvel was such a big thing, and it wasn't really growing up. It was like in my youth group, but it was such a big thing for all of my friends, and I just kind of got swept up in it. And so I was just like, I'll go along for the ride, but I never really enjoyed the ride. I was never really fully bought into the experience. There are several Marvel movies that I really do like, but overall, the Marvel experience, not really for me.
So you didn't do the timelines. You weren't like watching it chronologically.
Yeah, no, I wasn't into that at all. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I was really into that.
Yeah. And I know so many people that are, and I really do appreciate everything that they built, but it's not for me.
Oh, bless your heart.
I know. Hey, she came at firing with like one of the most popular things in the world.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not going to pretend to like it.
I can't do it anymore.
Be true to you, Allie. Be true to you.
Yeah. Sparkle, what's yours?
Okay, I stopped about a couple years ago. I don't like brunch. Like, I don't like going out to brunch. I think it's loud. There's always a wait. The waiter already hates you. Like, as soon as you get to the table, they're already mad at you. The food is always cold. And I don't like, especially brunch places that are outside, because you can tell the dogs don't want to be there because it's loud. It's like the whole experience for brunch, like everybody's like, let's do brunch. I'm like, no, I will do a breakfast or I will do a lunch, but do not put me in the middle. I will not do it.
Oh.
So I gave up on it. I'm not doing it anymore. I haven't done it actually in probably like 2 years because of this.
Everything you described sounds almost so nice to me, though, except for the waiting. Yeah.
Really?
Outside,
cold food?
Outside brunch? That sounds, I love that. I love eating outside. Any temperature, I'll go sit outside.
Any temperature? Like negative 10? Like you're going to go outside?
I love, when you like go to a place and it's cold outside, but they have like the heaters.
Oh, that is nice. I will do that.
See, I love the outdoors.
I know, but the thing is it's the wait for me, and I promise you, every brunch experience, like somebody is mad at you from the service desk. Like somebody, you come in because I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I gave up on it a couple of years ago. I was like, I'm not gonna do it.
All right.
Mine are, I have two. One is, I've covered this ground a lot, but I don't pretend to like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or like, and I was homeschooled. Okay. So there was a lot of pressure to like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
That makes so much sense. You learning that you were homeschooled. That's a fact I didn't know. Now I know.
I didn't know we never talked about that. But yeah,
we've never talked about it.
I went along with I was kind of went along for the Lord of the Rings ride. Yeah. I never pretended it with Harry Potter. That was not me.
No, me
I
either.
never pretended with
Game of Thrones.
Never pretended
with that.
Which is anything, I've said this so many times, anything that has dragons, fairies, dwarves. I'm probably
fantasy.
Not into it. Yeah, I'm probably not into it.
So no fantasy.
Yeah.
Also, but the other one that I probably haven't mentioned before is people that like game streamers Like where I'm supposed to watch you play the game.
Oh, like Twitch or something?
Yeah, hugely popular.
Oh. Yeah, no.
Not my thing at all.
No.
Not my thing at all. Some people play the games like really badly and it's like a joke and I'm like, okay, I can kind of get on this.
I think that's how PewDiePie got his start, right? Just playing really badly at games.
I wouldn't even know. But the people that intentionally like are bad or do it as a joke, I can kind of get into that. But the people that are actually like, just sit down and watch me play Grand Theft Auto or whatever it is at the time, I can't get behind it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's like the people who open presents. I'm like, I don't want to see you getting
the unboxing videos.
Come on.
Yeah, no, thank you.
All right. I think this is enough negativity, though. I think we need to turn this around.
Okay.
We need, coming up next, 8772 Radio U. Let us know your picks for things that you are done pretending to hate or convincing yourself that you hate. Let's get some positive things.
Yeah.
Do it next on Radio U. Radio U, where music is going, 8772 Radio U. We are talking things that you spent some time pretending or convincing yourself to hate for whatever reason, and now you're done. You're willing to openly like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Be true to yourself.
I'm trying to just be positive here. So I have three things. That I'll go through. We don't have to do all three of mine right away. But first, I'll say Tom Cruise movies.
Oh, man, they're so good.
They're so
them. Yeah.
good. They're so good. The Mission Impossibles are so good.
Amazing.
And I think I had honorable reasons. Tom Cruise does not seem like a good guy.
I mean, yeah, the Scientology
stuff. Yeah, he seems absolutely the worst.
Yeah.
But
Seems unhinged. Yeah.
I cannot deny that his movies, Top Gun Maverick, the Mission Impossible movies,
so good.
He's done so many bangers.
I mean, both Top Gun movies. You can't mention Maverick and not mention the OG.
Yeah, but
So
it's
good,
more recent stuff that I got into that made me like, why did I deny myself this?
Why did you deny yourself the Tom Cruise experience?
Yeah, so now I'll admit
heart.
it. When Mission Impossible, the new one comes out, I'm going to be first in line.
Wow.
Cannot wait.
Oh,
so
wow.
full 180.
Absolutely, yeah.
The truth will set you free, Hudson.
Yeah.
Just you be honest with yourself.
So time for you guys to be honest. Something you pretended to hate that you're now willing to admit. I actually like it.
You go, Sparkle.
Okay, so I like reality show. I always want to be like, oh my gosh, it's so this, but you give me Laguna Beach and the hills. I can tell you timelines, relationships, dramas, like who dated who's like married to who. Like I do not care, and I used to be like kind of shy about it because they'd be like, how could you spend so much time? I don't care.
Some people love to hate the reality TV stuff.
Yeah,
I know.
They can be
And
real
I'm like,
judgy.
I know they're so judgy about it, but I like reality TV, and I'm not afraid. I mean, we know Love is Blind. Hello,
yes,
me and Allie.
Yes.
So it's like I'm not afraid to say it anymore. I like reality shows.
I love the criticism of reality TV. Oh, it's fake. It's so scripted. Oh, you mean like every show you probably watch?
You mean like every other show?
That is such a good comeback. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah,
write it down. Write it down.
It makes no sense. All the show, because yours pretends to be. I just don't
Exactly.
even. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it's literally for entertainment. We all are sitting down and being like, "This is for entertainment." Like we all know this.
Mm-hmm. Unless you only watch sports, and even some people think that's scripted.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on that because I do. But anyway.
Allie, what's yours?
So I think growing up, I early on in life was definitely a pickier eater, and not like the pickiest, but I definitely was like choosing carefully with what I ate.
Mm-hmm.
But as I've gotten older, I've become a lot more adventurous with my eating, and a lot of stuff that I told myself as a kid that I was going to hate, don't try it. You know, when I finally did give it a shot, I was like, oh, I love it. And so
that's part of growing up.
Yeah, it's a part of growing up, and I know a lot of people can relate to that, but that's honestly the only thing that I can really think of where I'm like, I tried to tell myself I would hate it, and then I absolutely loved it. So
yeah.
There's so many different foods that I can name.
Do you ever feel like, I almost feel like that's different because when you're a kid and you've never had it before.
Yeah.
Like you say you hate something even though you've never had it.
Yep.
Now as an adult, I feel very comfortable with food going, I know I hate this.
Yes.
I've had it at some point in my life.
Yes.
And like Brussels sprouts.
Right.
I'm not going, you can't come at me if you're one of the few people that enjoy Brussels sprouts and be like, you just have to try them the right way. It's like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I know.
I feel the same way about seafood. Like, you will not catch me eating any seafood. Oh, well, you haven't had this way. No, I've had it every way. And no. I was like, I don't want to do it.
And it might not even be like, it's not always the taste. It's not always like there's different things. The seafood,
Texture,
some of it's the texture.
And some people are texture.
texture.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people are big
same.
texture things. So, I think everybody has their own type of taste buds, and that's okay.
That's okay.
That brings me to another one for me is black coffee, because now I basically only drink black coffee, which is not only healthier to me, but also like I like the taste, and other coffee is too sweet to put sweetener in.
What?
That's too much for me.
Wow.
But as when I was growing up drinking coffee, putting 7 spoonfuls of sugar in it.
Ooh.
I thought that people that drank black coffee were faking it. Were like they are basically
faking that they enjoyed it.
Yeah, pretending like
I did too.
trying to feel better than us, but actually it's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one that just happened to me recently, real quick.
Okay.
How everybody's like, oh, I hate when people sing happy birthday to you. I don't. I love it. I was like, saying happy birthday to me. Like, I love that part about the cake experience. And everybody's like, oh, I hate it. It's so awkward. I'm like,
that is so perfect coming from you, Sparkle. Like, you're like, I love happy birthday.
You just said you hate, you talk about you hate brunch because you feel like the waitstaff hates you at brunch. You want to know what the waitstaff hates? I'm pretty sure is singing happy birthday to you when you go to Texas Roadhouse.
Normally it's like your family or your friends
I'm talking about
singing.
like at a party. Yeah, like when people sing happy birthday, I'm like, absolutely. I was like, it's my birthday. You get one day a year. That is 100% yours.
Yeah.
Like, you can sing to me.
Don't be bashful.
Yeah.
I will. 0.
I agree with that one. That's a good one.
Thanks.
You know what we should do some other time, because we don't have all the time in the world. We should do things you wish you liked. Like you really want to like and you just can't.
You just can't like it.
Yeah, because I think I have a lot of those. Especially with food. Especially with food.
Yeah.
All right, but we brought some positivity today. We turned it around.
We
I
did.
like that.
We did.
All right. It's Radio U.
Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.